Tonight on 10 at 10, controversy around the base. Why County Commissioners say $50 grand is an unnecessary expense for land use.
Plus, saying bye to booze. Why a Big Country 4th of July festival could be going dry for the first time in years. And the worst case of animal abuse the SPCA says they've seen finally comes to an end. Abilene's local news starts now.
KRBC, your home of Super Bowl 49. Your news in your community. This is KRBC, Abilene's local news at 10.
Good evening, I'm Randy Turner.
And I'm Dane Murray. Thanks for joining us for KRBC's 10 at 10, where you get your top stories and tomorrow's forecast all in the first 10 minutes. The winter weather continues overnight. Randy, how is that snow looking for tomorrow?
Well, it's looking very light at this time. We have a winter weather advisory that continues for 11 more hours, but honestly, the snow chance not looking too promising at this time. The latest data tonight suggesting only light rain and light snow with no significant accumulations. This is 3D live radar. Most of the snow tracking farther south of the Big Country in the Concho Valley. Southern Big Country favored for that rain-snow mix tonight. The winter weather advisory continues through 9 o'clock tomorrow morning from Abilene west and south. The main impact expected to be slick spots on bridges and overpasses. Here are the temperatures across the area tonight. They've been very steady, still several degrees above freezing, and I expect them to stay above freezing most of the night. So tomorrow morning, slow down and watch for icy patches on bridges. That is our main concern. Drizzle, fog possible on the morning commute with a temperature at 32 degrees.
Dice Air Force Base and the City of Abilene are collaborating on a land use study to create new guidelines in avoiding interference in flight paths going into and out of the base. $50,000 of city money will be spent to find a consultant to conduct the research. And the research will take place outside of city limits, and landowners aren't happy their property could be compromised. KRBC's Mallory Kuhn spoke with Dice officials who say that the study will be a learning opportunity for the community.
Several people came out to the City Council meeting Thursday morning to voice their opinions on a sponsorship of Dice Air Force Base joint land use study.
Mayor Spano.
Yes.
Councilman Williams.
Yes.
Councilman Hardaway.
Yes.
Councilman McAllister.
Yes.
Councilman Savage.
No.
Councilman Price.
Yes.
5 yes and 1 no after hearing opposition from landowners.
There have been plenty of studies. Nobody that I know of is bothering anything with Dice. I can't tell that there is. But I think, as has been said, here's a good chance to save some money.
The Department of Defense wants to conduct a joint land use study in partnership with local government to make sure the base is viable and up to date.
But the study is run by the city, shaped by the city, and facilitated by the DoD Office of Economic Adjustment.
While some opposed the study, others were happy with today's results.
Dice Air Force Base is pleased to cooperate with the city as they take advantage of the opportunity to learn more about the encroachment and compatibility issues around the base.
One Taylor County Commissioner says he's not happy about the study.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that we voted to go ahead and do it, but it's done. I think the process of the study will be good as long as we continue to bring all of the stakeholders into the process, the property owners. Some of the land, as was stated in the meeting, has been in families for 3 generations. And so when you start talking about doing things that is harmful to their land use, then they get a little bit concerned.
Some landowners say what they are worried about is that this may put stricter regulations on their private property. In Abilene, Mallory Kuhn, KRBC News.
The total cost of the land use study is $400,000. Aside from the $50 grand the city has to put up, Dice will also be paying for a portion of the project.
New tonight at 10, a Big Country town is struggling to decide if alcohol will benefit or hinder a yearly event. The town of Clyde is debating whether or not to allow alcohol consumption at their 4th of July event this year, a festival that they say brings in hundreds. Currently, the city has an ordinance in place that prohibits alcohol on city property. But prior to now, people were allowed to have alcoholic beverages at the holiday event. Clyde locals voiced their opinion at this week's City Council meeting, and many people believe allowing adult drinks will help out the economy because it will boost the attendance, while others think allowing alcohol will put a damper on the family-friendly event.
I don't feel the need to drink.
So, but I voted for the right of the city council to have the citizens petition us for that right, because I believe that just giving a blank statement across the board is a disservice.
The city voted with a tie. The item is planned to be on the agenda at the next Clyde City Council meeting.
Good news coming out of a hospital in Lubbock. The surviving corrections officer involved in a deadly prison bus crash last week is showing signs of improvement. Officer Jason Self is out of the ICU and his condition has been upgraded to stable. He will continue to receive treatment at the University Medical Center in Lubbock. Earlier this week, we reported that the 4 surviving prisoners were discharged from the hospital.
The defense and prosecution have rested in an animal cruelty trial. Today, Angela Lara's attorney presented evidence to the jury in the form of a written statement from the dog's owner, who said he left his dogs at Lara's house because he was moving into an apartment, and he claimed responsibility for the animal. Lara is accused of leaving the dog tied up in her backyard in below freezing temperatures back in 2011. The dog was left unprotected from the elements and died. Jury deliberation has not started. There's a bright side for Fido. New tonight at 10. After 7 months, finally a happy ending to the worst case of animal abuse Rescue the Animal says they have ever seen. The last animal from the case has been adopted.
Bob Marley was known for his clumped fur that looked like dreadlocks, hence the name. The black dog was the last to get adopted from the 25 animals rescued. KRBC's Jacob Bradford shows us a look at Bob Marley's new life in Snyder.
Clean black fur, same great smile, and a big blue collar show the dog named Bob Marley has finally found a home.
He's sweet and cuddly, and that's what I wanted. I don't like his name.
Why do you like his name?
Because I don't know.
In July of last year, Rescue the Animals SPCA rescued 25 severely neglected and starving animals off a property in Gorman, ranging from ducks to cats, but the majority were dogs, and that majority included Bob Marley.
When you hear about the abuse and all that, it makes you nervous because you don't know, what he's been through, what kind of scars or emotional scars or anything like that he might have.
Out of the 25, 19 survived, and as they all got adopted, one was left behind. That was until 3 weeks ago when Jeff and Hillary Dunn, along with their 2 daughters, went to the SPCA to look around and quickly fell in love with Bob Marley. And he quickly fell in love with them. Jeff says more so with Hillary.
I have to leave sometimes for the girls to play with him.
He's everything you want in a family pet.
And he just, loves our family and we love him.
I joke that he either thinks he's a person or he thinks he's a cat, because he wants to climb up on your lap, he wants to lick you, he just wants to be with people all the time.
Sit. Good boy.
As the minister for the East Side Church of Christ in Snyder, Jeff sees Bob Marley's story as something we could all learn something from.
I haven't used him in a sermon yet, but his story is very preachable. And I'm sure Marley will help me preach before this is over.
Reporting in Snyder, Jacob Bradford, KRBC News.
Thank you, Jacob. The vet that the Dunns took Marley to says he still has a good 6 to 8 years left in him.
Now, your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Randy Turner.
Welcome into the First Alert Forecast Center. Let's get started with weather headlines. Light rain and light snow. A mix overnight tonight. It's still in the forecast. Accumulating snow doesn't look too likely at this point. However, bridges could be slick tomorrow morning, so take your time driving, especially as you approach a bridge or overpass. Slow down and just allow a little extra safe time to get to work and school tomorrow morning. Let's check out the weather almanac for the day today on this 22nd day of January. High temperature in Abilene 44 a little bit after midnight last night, 34 the low this morning, and our precipitation today, well, so far we're up to 42/100ths of an inch of rainfall, and this is probably the best part of the entire forecast tonight is our annual rainfall total, because it's up to 1.43 inches. Some interesting data came out tonight. For this same 1.43 inches, last year it took us to April to get this amount of rain. We've gotten it in January this year, so we're off to a good start for 2015. Here's some other rainfall totals tonight. Breckenridge, 1.5 inches. Brownwood at 3 inches of rain. Lake Brownwood, 1.25 inches. Santa Ana, 1 1/10. And Cisco, 2 inches of rain with this particular system. Water vapor imagery still shows the upper level low to the west of us. Still a little bit of lift or enhancement of the clouds off to the west of us. So this still all has to come through us, and that's why the precipitation stays in the forecast for the night tonight. But there is also something else going on with this system in the areas of the clouds where the snow tends to develop. A little bit of dry air is becoming entrained in that area. So that means that our snow area has decreased in size, which you can see over the past few hours. But still, it has quite a bit of punch to it, and we'll keep that snow and light rain in the forecast for the overnight hours tonight. As we look at 3D Live radar, you can see that most of the precipitation passing to the south, a little bit more out between Midland and San Angelo. I think this is false return. This is really close to the radar site there in Moran, so I think the radar's just playing games with us there. Some precipitation southern Coleman County moving toward Brownwood, some down toward Brady. And out west, we still have some areas of snow to the north and south of Midland, Odessa. Right now in Abilene, cloudy skies, just that light mist out there, 37 degrees. The wind is from the north at 14. We have 93% humidity, and the wind chill right now is about 30 degrees. Temperatures around the rest of the state, 37 in Abilene, 43 San Antonio, 40 in Dallas-Fort Worth. Coldest is Amarillo at 20. They were at 18 last hour, so it's warmed up a couple of degrees there, if you can call 20 warm. Lubbock at 29, Midland at 33 degrees. Here's the RPM forecast model. Notice it's going to keep most of the precipitation overnight to the south and southwest of Abilene. This is 8:30 in the morning, already starting to clear out, and that clearing will just go right on through the area by the middle of the day, and then by late on Friday afternoon, we are into clear skies, and the clear skies will continue right on into Saturday. Rainfall forecast, not forecasting much in the way of accumulating precipitation from now through the rest of this weather system. And likewise, the snowfall forecast accumulation has really dropped off with this latest data coming in the past hour. So again, not expecting too much in the way of accumulation. We'll keep it light. Rain, snow, 32 for the overnight low tonight, 45 tomorrow. Moisture ends early in the day, sunny in the afternoon. Here is your 7-day weather forecast. Nothing but a warming trend through the next 7 days. Once we're past tomorrow, highs jump back in the mid-50s Saturday, 60s Sunday, upper 60s to near 70 next week, and dry weather expected from noon tomorrow through most of next week. We have some weather video to share with you. This is from Snyder. At about 4:30 this afternoon off of Highway 180, snow was coming down, but those big flakes melted once they hit the ground. The snow lasted for about an hour. Jacob Bradford shot this video while out in Snyder. That story that he just did for us earlier today.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we're not going to get that here.
Yep, looks like snow amounts will be limited.
I'd much rather have the rain.
Rain's been good. This has been a great rain event.
That's true. All right, coming up next on 10 at 10, a big country community is better equipped to serve senior citizens. What basic skills they're learning to get ahead in the job market. Plus, lobbying for long-term care, how a local hospital hopes to move forward with growth and development without resistance.
And will working out in a residential area work out for Firehouse Fitness gym members? What they decided about opening a new location in a local neighborhood.
You're watching KRBC, Abilene's local news, with Dane Moray and Chief Meteorologist Randy Turner.